Good evening, and welcome to our special extended coverage of the war in Ukraine. Tonight, as the world watches with growing concern, new developments on the battlefield are once again drawing international attention to one of the most consequential conflicts of the 21st century. From the devastated cities of eastern Ukraine to the halls of power across Europe and North America, the effects of this war continue to be felt far beyond the front lines. What began as a military invasion has evolved into a conflict that many analysts believe will influence global security, international alliances, military strategy, economic stability, and geopolitical relations for generations to come. For millions of people around the world, the war in Ukraine is no longer just a headline. It has become a symbol of resistance, national identity, and the struggle of a nation fighting to preserve its sovereignty. Every day, new stories emerge from towns and villages affected by the conflict. While military operations dominate many reports, the human dimension of the conflict remains impossible to ignore. Tonight's developments come at a time when military activity along several sections of the front remains intense. Reports indicate continued exchanges of artillery fire and strategic strikes. Ukrainian officials maintain that their forces are continuing defensive and counteroffensive efforts designed to protect key areas and limit further advances by Russian troops. At the same time, military analysts caution that the situation remains highly fluid, with battlefield conditions capable of changing rapidly over the course of hours rather than days. The importance of this war extends well beyond the territory where the fighting is taking place. Governments are evaluating how this influences international norms regarding borders and sovereignty. Supporters argue that the conflict represents a broader test of whether nations can maintain their independence when confronted by external military aggression. As we begin our coverage, we will hear from military experts and security analysts who paint a picture of a war fought in the realms of diplomacy, economics, and technology. The war has also transformed the nature of modern combat. Unmanned aerial systems now patrol skies that were once dominated by traditional aircraft. Advanced surveillance technology provides real-time intelligence, and precision-guided weapons can strike targets hundreds of kilometers away. Military planners from around the world are studying the conflict closely, viewing it as a preview of how future wars may be fought and how it will influence military doctrine. Yet, amid discussions of strategy and technology, the human cost remains profound. Entire communities have faced displacement, and schools and hospitals have experienced the consequences. Behind every statistic is a personal story, and behind every military report are countless lives affected by decisions made far from the battlefield. As darkness falls across parts of Ukraine tonight, soldiers remain in defensive positions and civilians seek safety while following the latest developments. While predictions remain difficult, one fact is clear: the war in Ukraine has become one of the defining geopolitical events of our time. Its consequences will be studied for generations. As the conflict enters another critical phase, attention is increasingly focused on what military planners describe as a war of endurance. Unlike the rapid campaigns envisioned by some, the war has evolved into a prolonged contest of resources, logistics, technology, and national will. For Ukraine, the challenge extends beyond military operations. The country must balance battlefield requirements with the need to sustain economic activity and essential services. The conflict is increasingly viewed as a demonstration of how modern warfare continues to evolve in the digital age, with AI-assisted targeting and advanced networks. Across international capitals, political leaders face complex decisions involving military assistance, economic support, and broader security commitments. At the same time, Concerns regarding humanitarian conditions remain a central focus, with aid agencies working to provide food, medical assistance, and shelter. The psychological impact is also receiving attention. Recovery involves more than physical infrastructure. It requires supporting emotional healing and social connections. Strategic analysts continue debating possible scenarios for the future, recognizing that the conflict may continue influencing international affairs for years to come. Beyond military considerations, the conflict has become a powerful symbol of national identity and the right to determine the nation's future and cultural heritage. Despite difficulties, many communities demonstrate remarkable perseverance, rebuilding where possible and looking toward a future defined by peace. This has been our continuing special report. Stay with us for further analysis, expert commentary, and comprehensive coverage as we follow developments in one of the defining conflicts of our era. As the war continues to reshape events on the battlefield, its influence is increasingly visible far beyond the borders of Ukraine, touching nearly every aspect of global affairs. One of the most significant developments has been the renewed emphasis on national security. Countries are reassessing defense policies and military preparedness in light of these lessons. For Ukraine, these broader geopolitical discussions remain secondary to immediate realities. Communities continue to function, schools teach, and businesses operate despite uncertainty. Observers point to the remarkable adaptability of Ukrainian society. Collective efforts by volunteers and local organizations have become a defining theme of this conflict. At the same time, military developments continue to attract attention. The modern battlefield is increasingly shaped by intelligence gathering, surveillance, and data analysis. Another major aspect is the economic dimension. Wars are fought not only with soldiers, but with resources, industrial capacity, and financial resilience. Diplomatic efforts remain an area of focus. Initiatives seek to reduce tensions and manage risks. Even during intense activity, diplomatic engagement remains essential. The human stories emerging continue to resonate. The consequences of war are ultimately measured not in statistics, but in the lives of individuals and families. These accounts help shape international understanding and contribute to the ongoing discussions about humanitarian assistance and post-war recovery. Thank you for staying with us.